What's up, junkies? This is Squared Circle Junkies with your day 2 of WrestleMania 39. We are your hosts, Michael the Bear Hayes.
And Josh the Otter Hollins coming at you on the 12202 Q Crew. What kind of wrestling news we got today? I know you came in with a few things.
Yeah.
Come in hot. Let's see what you got.
I'm gonna go from least important to most important.
Okay.
Number 1, Logan Paul has apparently renewed his contract.
I saw that, and people are speculating as to the picture of Triple H and him like shaking. People think it's photoshopped because it's almost like they just changed the color of his jacket and the color of the Prime drink down there. I don't know if it's true or not, though.
I hope he didn't.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like Logan, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Second thing I got is there are rumors that Goldberg might be going to AEW.
Oh, I haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. I was never really much of a Goldberg fan, so
Yeah, I mean,
don't really care too much.
I liked him in WCW.
Yeah.
Once he hit WWE, it was just kind of annoying a little.
Yeah, I just know what I've heard. He's not really good at doing long matches, and apparently he's not the best in the ring technically. He's more of just a powerhouse, come in, blow him out of the water, and leave kind of wrestler.
I heard he's really bad at actually hitting, too.
Yeah, because of that infamous thing of him like giving Bret Hart a concussion that he had to retire from.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't like Goldberg because of it. But, alright, so what else you got?
Alright, one of the most important ones to us, at least, Jeff Hardy, that photo that I told you about, he where I said he kind of looked rough. Turns out he had just got out of surgery. He had surgery on his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't really know what was going on.
Was it like LASIK?
Not really sure. I didn't really look into it. But according to Matt Hardy, he will be making an AEW return in 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, okay, that's what that was on your notes. Yeah, I did see something about that. I don't know. I don't really think it's good for him to keep wrestling. Just in my opinion, it seems like, and of course, addictions happen for many reasons, but I feel like that's one of the main causes for his addiction is the pain he's going through. I hope if he does come back, he just, like some other wrestlers, just slows down. Doesn't do as many swanton bombs, as many, of course it'd be a little disappointing because it's Jeff Hardy, but, I'd much rather see him have like a long life than to watch him wrestle into his 40s and 50s, and not feeling great afterwards.
Yeah.
But regardless, I hope he does. I would love to see him come back.
Oh, yeah. You gotta have that sweet poetry, emotion, and swanton bomb going on.
Yes.
Last thing I got is a little bit of a touchy subject.
Yeah, we should possibly let anyone know who's been previously traumatized, or because it has to do with assault, right? Like sexual assault. So if that is something that bothers any of our listeners, go ahead and skip forward a little bit. We'll put we'll figure out a way to indicate where to skip to eventually. But just in case before we get into this one. But go ahead.
So apparently, now, don't know how much of this is 100% accurate, but Eddie Guerrero's daughter, I can't remember her name. Anyway, apparently her stepfather sexually assaulted her. And when she told Vicky, her mom, most of us wrestling fans know who Vicky Guerrero is, apparently her mom just did not believe her, did not take her side on it. She pretty much told Eddie Guerrero's daughter that it was a mistake that he had made while he was drunk, and how she is being really annoying and really ungrateful.
Yeah.
Really hitting on how much the stepdad has done for her, all the cars that he's bought and all this and all that, being just making it seem like she's just being an ungrateful brat.
Right. That's terrible.
But that no kid should ever have to go through that.
I agree, and I would hope most parents would believe their children whenever they come forward with that kind of story. But unfortunately, it happens. Some people just choose not to care about what women go through.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear about all those details. You told me kind of briefly before our last episode. Maybe it was during the episode. I don't think it was during. I think it was after.
You got any news today?
I don't have any wrestling news I can think of right now. I know Cody Rhodes is going to be going against Brock Lesnar at the WrestleMania Backlash next month, sometime in May 9th or something like that in Puerto Rico. But no, I don't really have much wrestling news.
I did see last night while I was at work a video of Cody Rhodes collapsing in the ring.
Like recently?
Yeah, like it was this past Monday.
What did he go against?
After Brock had attacked him.
Oh, okay. I wonder if that is real or if that maybe is just him selling it a little bit more.
I'm not sure. They had a bunch of people in the ring, like quote unquote doctors and all that. So I'm not really sure.
I need to see. Was it like after the airing or was it on TV still?
It was after the airing.
I mean, it's possible he was just continuing to sell it for the people in the audience. I need to look at that, though. I need to see, because you can usually tell whenever it's a work or when someone's actually injured. So I'm curious to see what that's like.
One last bit of news. Not really wrestling news, not really important, but my birthday's in 2 days. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yep. How old will you be?
29.
29. Damn. I thought you would be 28. I was wrong.
No, 29. And the otter over here got me my first official birthday present.
Yes.
Got me a Rob Van Dam Funko Pop.
Heck yeah.
WrestleMania 23 edition.
That sounds right. And he's got the old RVD briefcase.
Yeah, money in the bank. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Of course.
I love it.
I'm glad.
All right, so shall we move on to day 2 of WrestleMania?
Yeah, let's get into it. So, we're going to start off with day 2 of WrestleMania, April 2nd, 2023. Once again, obviously at the SoFi Stadium. We talked about the attendance number, so we won't go over that again. But let's just jump straight into our first match, my bad. We got Omos, the Nigerian giant, going against Brock Lesnar.
Just want to hit on, this dude is 7'3", 410 pounds.
Yeah, he's a beast for sure.
He's a whole foot taller than I am.
Yeah. It's crazy to me too, because there are a lot of people who are that tall, and I don't know if it's just depends on the person or what, but like usually when someone's that tall, their knees kind of like go inward a little bit, probably supporting their weight. But he's got he looks 7'3" for sure, but he doesn't look like the way some of the giants do with certain, I don't know the right word for it, but certain things that some of these giant wrestlers have, certain body shapes and stuff. He's just in great shape.
And most of your really tall wrestlers, Andre, Big Show, Braun, they're like, well, not necessarily Braun, but Andre and Big Show, they were big.
Yeah, like heavy set guys.
Yeah, heavy set.
And Braun Strowman used to be, but he's leaned down a lot.
Yeah,
he's got really lean. Okay, well, let's see how to start with this one. I mean, this one was impressive for sure, because for a lot of the match, Brock Lesnar was just getting thrown around, just ragdoll. That one where I forget what hold he had him in. Was it just like a full Nelson or something, and he went and spun Brock Lesnar around? And
no, it's like he was going for a power bomb.
Yeah.
And instead of just lifting him up, he just kind of threw him to the side.
And
that was at the very beginning.
Yeah. And that was crazy, because usually Brock Lesnar is the big guy in the match. Usually. But this time he looked so short and so little compared to this guy.
Like when they were face to face, Brock Lesnar's face was at Omos's chest.
Yeah, it was insane. Well, I do want to say something that reminds me of Big E. This match is definitely a bunch of big meaty men bumping meat. That's for sure. You ever seen that video?
Yeah,
that's a good one. Let's see what we got here. So we see Omos is doing the bear hug on Brock Lesnar. He gets it at least 2 or 3 times in this match, right? Gets him in that bear hug. And that's pretty impressive too. The way he's just carrying Brock Lesnar.
Because like Brock Lesnar is normally just destroying everybody.
Yeah.
And this time it was a change of pace to see him getting his ass whooped.
Yeah, for sure.
But Omos actually chokeslammed Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, that was crazy too.
Went for the pin and only got a 2 count.
Yeah. He got a lot of good offense in this match for sure. And further on in the match, we get Brock Lesnar hits 2 German suplexes on Omos, which is impressive as well, just given the height difference between the two of them and the weight difference.
Taking him to Suplex City.
Yep. And I think after that, Brock Lesnar hits him with an F5 and wins.
Well, he went for an F5 one time, and it was almost like he kind of threw his back out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that one.
But he finally got him up, and I really like the F5. I think it's a really cool move.
Yeah, I like it too.
I've tried to do it on my daughter, and didn't really work out. So, but
But yeah, I will say it was a pretty entertaining match. It was kind of short, It's definitely a blink and you miss it kind of match.
It was the dark match of day 2.
My only complaint was I feel like Omos should have won, or at least he should have been hit at least 2 or 3 times with an F5 before he went down. And I get he got the suplexes on him, and those were always devastating. I feel like with Omos, it's a slippery slope for these giants because a lot of them end up having such short careers because they're big, bad, and tough, and then they get beaten, and then they go to like a comedy route and eventually forgotten. People like Great Khali, Vladimir Kozlov. I don't know if he was a super big guy, but kind of big,
I forgot about Vladimir.
And there's that other guy, I forget his name, but he was also a really tall guy, the same kind of route where he was like really tough, unstoppable. He gets beaten, and now he's like a comedy act. And I think he's a white guy. He's got like short hair and a beard, and I'll look it up in a second so we can get the name down for that guy. But I just feel like it would have been monumental if Omos could have beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because it's not like Brock Lesnar needs to win. I mean, he got into wrestling for 3 years as one of the biggest acts, then went to football, UFC, has come back to wrestling for the past 10 years and has been huge. Like, Omos should have got the one, in my opinion, or at least they should have let him put more of a fight up before he lost.
Yeah, he definitely should have been able to put up more of a fight because after one F5, nah, I don't buy it.
Not someone that big. Yeah. I mean, that would work if you got if he's got Dominic Mysterio in an F5 or something. It might work for that. Not anything against Dominic Mysterio, but he's just not as big as Omos. I don't know. That's what I would have liked to have seen. I will say, I think I like. Well, I'll wait till we get to the end before I say that.
Okay.
So let's move on to match number 2.
This is the showcase of the night. It is another fatal 4-way tag team.
Yeah.
With Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez. They're taking on Shotzi and Natalya. And Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Baszler.
Baszler. I was a little disappointed in this match.
I will say it was very similar, in my opinion, to the first one, the showcase, where it was cool. But, I honestly, if we didn't have notes right now, I wouldn't be able to remember much of it. It was kind of a forgettable match.
I like Ronda Rousey, don't get me wrong. I just feel like she's kind of not as big as she used to be.
Yeah. I feel like it's the same way with Brock Lesnar, where it's like she's already made. She's good.
Yeah.
She
comes from UFC as well.
Like she doesn't, and we'll get to it. I guess slight spoiler alert, they win the match. I just want to say that now because I feel like everyone else, while some of these people have been around for a little while, I don't feel like they've received like big pushes yet.
Yeah.
So honestly, I feel like, well, maybe not Natalya. She's been around for a while, but like Shotzi, I feel like someone else should have won this to help get their name out there, get more of a push for them going. But I guess let's get into the step by step here in the match. If you want to start it off.
I can't remember who started off. I know Liv Morgan was in the ring to start off, but I can't remember who she was going against. It may have been Chelsea. Mm-hmm. Anyway, first, I mean, right off the bat, Liv hit the backstabber.
Yeah.
Which I think is a great move.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. It's kind of like a reverse code breaker, right?
Yeah, and I like the code breaker too.
Me too. Yeah. So we got her hitting the backstabber, we think, on Chelsea Green.
Yeah, it was Chelsea, because after she did that, Chelsea kind of rolled over, got herself together, and went to do a drop kick and missed.
Oh, yeah. Like, did it seem like she actually messed up, or like
no,
Liv Morgan moved?
Liv just kind of moved out of the way.
Okay. Let's see. So, moving on, we got a triple power bomb on Shayna.
Liv, Raquel, and Natalia.
Yeah.
They hit a triple power bomb on Shayna.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Again, Kurt Angle, great wrestler, but Shayna Baszler, same thing. She wears that mouthpiece.
Yeah.
And I can't stand it.
Yeah, it's not a good look. It just instantly makes you look like you're missing your teeth on top.
Yeah.
I always think that whenever I see her or Angle use that.
Chelsea jumped off and hit everyone with a crossbody from the top turnbuckle.
Was that when she was trying to avoid somebody? Was that, or was that something else?
No, everybody else was outside the ring fighting or whatever. And I guess she finally got the courage, because Chelsea seems like the... how do I put it?
To me, she's kind of like Miz-esque.
Yeah, kind of trying to put everybody else in front of her so they'll get hit, and then while everybody's distracted, she takes it. She takes what she can get.
So, unless we have it somewhere else or it's later on, I could have sworn someone like Raquel or Ronda or someone was about to attack her, and she was like, no, and then went and jumped off the turnbuckle onto those people. I think she was trying to get away from somebody in that mall. Like, obviously it was all planned to do that anyways, but I think the idea was that she was trying to hurry up and get away from one of the bigger women, one of the more, tougher women.
She may have.
I think it was Raquel Rodriguez, if I remember correctly. I think they were about to fight, and she was like, nope, I'm not doing that, and went and did a crossbody on everyone else.
Yeah.
Outside of the ring.
So this one was, I always like it when partners work together really well. And it just seems like Liv and Raquel, they do. But Raquel got Liv up into a powerbomb position and threw her outside of the ring.
Onto everybody. I forgot about that one. Let's see. Moving on, we got Natalia hits a double sharpshooter. Was that on Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, right?
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
I couldn't imagine how painful that must be for whichever woman was on the bottom of that.
Yeah.
Because, you're already getting bent up in that move, but imagine you were the one on bottom getting extra bent. That way it can look like you're bending the one on top. Yeah, that was insane. That was a really great move. Natalia, she's definitely one of the best, in the division for sure.
Yeah. So going back to the code breaker, Liv hits that on Shotzi. Again, I don't know much about Shotzi. Isn't she part of? No, that's Io Sky. Never mind.
Yeah. Now Shotzi,
Damage Control.
She's pretty cool. I don't know much about her, but I've been playing as her a lot in 2K22. She's pretty good. She's kind of a high flying kind of star.
Okay.
She has a sit out senton, I think, is her finisher, or at least it was whenever they made 2K22.
Okay. But Liv hits the code breaker on Shotzi, and then I think Ronda throws Liv out of the ring and then gets Shotzi into an armbar and wins the match.
Yeah, and I also, just back to the thing I said before, how they didn't really need the win. Maybe Shayna Baszler did, but Ronda definitely didn't.
Yeah.
It was also obvious that they, at least she, I don't know, either didn't want to or wasn't planning to wrestle much, because she was barely in the match. Ronda and Shayna, it seems like they mostly showed up towards the end to get the win, and that was about it.
Yeah. It was... Yeah. I don't know. It is what it is. Spoiler alert, if you don't keep up with wrestling, this past Monday night, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez became the new Raw Women's Tag Team Champions.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a quick little detour, because I want to discuss more about that, because I didn't watch the entire match, but you saw how Lita got injured backstage, so Trish Stratus had to take her place. I'm assuming, and maybe they discussed it, but wasn't it Trish Stratus that attacked her?
I'm not sure.
We don't know about that yet?
I'm not sure, but...
She did attack. Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, she did attack Becky at the end of the match when they lost.
That is the first time I've ever seen Trish become a heel.
Yeah, that was insane.
And
she did a great job.
What?
And, I was really surprised because I assumed Trish and Lita were going to kind of just be gone after WrestleMania. So it's cool that they're still around and doing a little more storylines.
I thought that Becky, I thought she was going to turn on Trish because Trish was the reason they lost the match.
Oh, she got pinned, right?
Yeah, but she did something and then ended up getting rolled up and pinned.
Yeah.
But I thought Becky was going to be the one to turn on Trish. My mind was blown.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either.
Cause
did a great job with that heel work, for sure.
Oh, yeah, she really did.
I'm excited to see where that goes.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah, Liv and Raquel Rodriguez are your new women's tag team champions.
Yep.
Which is good. I feel like it's finally a different push for Liv.
Yeah, and from what I heard, like with Raquel Rodriguez, she was more of like a badass heel in NXT when they moved her up to SmackDown. I think she's in SmackDown. She's gone from like being kind of not cold, but like not smiling much. Now she's just like really happy and smile all the time. Mm-hmm. And apparently it's kind of ruined her badass reputation. So maybe this is to push to kind of spin that back around, or who knows, maybe she doesn't want to be a heel. Maybe she wants to be a babyface now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, let's move on to one of my favorite matches of the night for sure.
I definitely agree.
And this is another one of those big meaty men bumping meat for sure. This is a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. We got Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus versus Gunther with Imperium. And this one was insane. This was a great one.
Just want to hit on that Gunther, whatever, how you even pronounce it. He has held the Intercontinental Championship at this point for 296 days.
That's crazy. It'd be cool if he's able to surpass the Honky Tonk Man's title reign.
Now, I did see a little headline where it said that Brock Lesnar wanted to go after Gunther for the Intercontinental Champion.
That could be a good one. I have a bad feeling if they do that, they'll just let Brock Lesnar win it.
Yeah.
And it'll ruin Gunther's reputation.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I mean, I will say I wasn't exactly expecting the ending of this. Like, I kind of was, but at the same time, I thought maybe someone else was going to be the champion by the end of this. But let's go ahead and get started here. So we got, was it like right away? Drew McIntyre hits Gunther with a Claymore? That's a Clayface.
Yeah, they were all just facing each other, and Gunther was pointing at Sheamus, talking trash, and then all of a sudden here comes Drew McIntyre out of nowhere.
I remember that now because he's like out of frame, right?
Yeah.
Like he's like the camera's looking at him, and out of nowhere you see a boot coming out of his face. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I just want to hit on. We talk about the woo chops, as I call them. Mm-hmm. Sheamus is already very white. He's very pale.
Very.
Is he from Scotland?
I think he's Irish.
Irish, that's right. Drew's from Scotland.
Yeah.
That's another thing. All three of them are from different countries.
Yeah, I thought that was cool too, because it really helps to make it the Intercontinental Championship mean intercontinental, because it's not just an American championship.
But we talk about the woo chops. Sheamus, very white, very pale, red hair, typical ginger. Mm-hmm. His chest was so red.
Oh yeah, because Gunther, I mean, everyone did chops, but Gunther has some of the most brutal chops in wrestling.
He hit one. It literally echoed.
Oh, yeah.
You could hear it echo, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah.
I was really surprised by the crowd's reaction to this. I just assumed no one really likes Gunther, but there were a lot of people cheering for him. I was cheering for him, too, quite honestly.
He's lost a lot of weight compared to when he was in indie shows.
Yeah, and he was Walter.
Yeah. I think he was with GCW.
Yeah, at some point he was with NXT UK. So he has the champion over there for a little while too. I don't know if that's a championship anymore. NXT UK. I think that's. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But, yeah, so, I mean, Sheamus' chest is just bright red after all those chops. Because, Drew McIntyre's giving out a lot of chops in this match, too.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Him and Sheamus, they took turns on Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
And Gunther's chest was whelping up.
Mm-hmm.
You could, like, it was, what is it? The cat with 9 tails, like a whip or whatever.
Huh?
It literally looked like he had been whipped on his chest, and it was just slowly ripping open.
Yeah.
Sheamus, he was just red and bleeding.
Yeah.
But they were taking turns on. They did some damage on Gunther.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he was getting lit up all night long.
But then it was Sheamus's turn.
Mm-hmm.
He got Drew. What do you call it?
It's like arms tied up in the ropes.
Yeah, got his arms tied up in the ropes.
What do they call it? 25 something. 25 lashes or something like that? Like that move he does, because it's a pretty signature move for Sheamus now.
Something like that. But, yeah, he usually hits a high number, but this was his record. He hit 29 and a half forearms to Drew McIntyre's chest.
And there's no way to fake that. That's just full on coming down hard as he can on his chest. Let's see what we got here next.
Okay, I want to hit on this because I'm sure you don't know what it means.
Yeah, I wasn't sure I was looking at it.
So after Sheamus did that, he's over here, like, I guess, taunting to the crowd or whatever. Gunther hits him and he like falls. So then Gunther goes over to the opposite corner.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Come on, Sheamus, come on!" And then right before he takes off, he goes, "Yeah!"
Oh, really? That's funny. Like a hi-ya kind of thing. That's funny. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, so I had to get that.
Yeah. We got here, Gunther hits a massive clothesline on Sheamus shortly after that incident there. Was that when he was running to him? Like after he said "hee-haw," he kind of came at him with a clothesline?
I can't remember if he hit it with the hee-haw, if he did a clothesline or a kick.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that one either.
But Sheamus hit a super backdrop from the top turnbuckle on Gunther, I think.
Yeah. Then he hits Gunther with the Celtic Cross on Gunther, and he gets a 2 count.
Yep.
So Gunther's not out yet. We still got 3 men competing for this Intercontinental Championship.
Sheamus also hit the bro kick on Drew McIntyre. Also, just a 2 count.
Yeah, there were a lot of close finishes in this one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that... Oh, front flip. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Want to go over this one?
Yeah, Drew McIntyre. He's already a big, meaty guy.
Yeah.
It almost reminded me of The Undertaker.
Oh, doing the planchette? Is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he just, he runs and dives over the top rope.
Uh-huh.
But it reminded me of that because I would say Drew McIntyre's, if not the same, but close to the same height.
He's probably 6'8", 6'9", somewhere in that region, yeah.
But he got on that top turnbuckle and just did a front flip. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, because I could tell he was going for the planchette, but I did not think he was going to do a flip into it. Like jump over and do a flip. I didn't expect that. So that was insane too.
Almost like that time everybody thought Undertaker had broken his neck.
Yeah. But
he landed on his head.
Yeah, that was... We gotta talk about that one sometime. WrestleMania 25.
Definitely.
We'll get there someday. Let's see what we got here. Drew McIntyre hits a Claymore on Sheamus. Once again, another 2 count. Gunther hits a double power bomb.
Yeah. He, I can't remember. I think, Drew was already on the ground from a power bomb.
Yeah.
And then he picks Sheamus up and power bombs him onto Drew.
On Drew, I mean, yeah.
And you could tell that, like, it really hit Drew in the head.
Yeah, it definitely got more of his head than his back, which I guess maybe Gunther was going for the back and just missed a little bit.
Yeah.
I forget exactly how it got to that last little fake out, wasn't it? Because that 2 count, that was whenever... Who was it? So Drew McIntyre hit Sheamus with a Claymore.
Yeah.
Got a 2 count, and out of nowhere, is that when Gunther jumps off the top rope on top of them and ends the pin? Or is that later on in the match?
I think that was it.
Yeah, because I think that was it. Because I think that was his way of turning it around. Then he got the 2 power bombs. And who did he pin to win? Was it Sheamus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because after he had dropped Sheamus on top of Drew just kind of rolled out.
Yeah.
Because you could tell he was hurting.
Yeah. So, yeah, Gunther wins after that. That was actually a great moment because the camera, you couldn't even see the turnbuckle, you could only see Drew on top of Sheamus. And then out of nowhere, you just see this big guy, Gunther, just jump down on top of both of them. That made me laugh. That was a great moment. And a great match overall, and I definitely very much like Gunther.
Yeah. This match and the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were probably my 2 favorite of the WrestleMania event.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I get what you're saying. I don't know if I necessarily agree. I don't know. There were a lot of good matches. There were only a few that were slightly disappointing, but most matches for both nights were pretty good. Yeah. Quite honestly. So over here we got match number 4. This is Asuka challenging Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship.
Asuka is the winner of the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. No.
You're right. Wait, no, she was Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, Elimination Chamber. Rhea.
Yeah, Rhea
was the winner.
Last week's episode.
Yeah, we should have hit on that last week, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, Asuka won the Elimination Chamber, so therefore she got the opportunity to face Bianca Belair, which at first I didn't really care for Bianca Belair, but now I kind of like her. She seems kind of cool. Yeah. The whole hair whip thing is kind of but
it's cool, but like it's hard sometimes because obviously we all know wrestling is pre-planned and it's trying sleight of hand stuff pretty much not to hurt each other. But if you think about the inner logic of what it would be to be a wrestler, why wouldn't they grab her hair all of the time? Yeah. Why wouldn't that always just be something you're doing? Just she's about to do something on you, grab her. You know what I mean? It's just right there, long braid. It's just kind of funny whenever you think about it in that regard.
Now, I don't know, little side note, I was watching a clip of like injuries in WWE, like real injuries, and there was 1 or 2 really with her. I don't know if she wets some of her long ponytail or whatever, but when she uses it as a whip, there was one where she was facing Becky Lynch, and she hit Becky right here on the stomach. But when she did, it literally sounded like a whip. Yeah,
because I want to say that was definitely in their feud before Bianca became the champion. I want to say that was the match where Bianca became the champion.
It may have been.
But I know they had a few matches with each other leading up to this. But the entrances were pretty cool. I can't remember Asuka's too well, but Bianca's was cool because they had the those girls doing a little...
Had our little cheering.
Yeah. So it was cool, though. I found out afterwards. Did you hear about that one girl that do like the contortionist kind of moves?
That was crazy.
You heard about what happened, though? Like before? Apparently, that same day, her mom had passed away. So that's why she got a really nice spotlight moment right there, because her mom had died. The
same day?
I think so. It may have been...
No. I remember saying that. It was the day after.
Oh, it was the day after?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I feel like... I'm pretty sure Triple H was saying, like...
It may have been.
She told me that day, or maybe the day before, that had happened.
It may have been.
So he said... Because that was... I meant to hit on that, honestly. I think it's so weird... And maybe they've always done it. Maybe I forgot. That they do press conferences after wrestling matches. I don't really get that.
Yeah.
And it's so weird how some people go in there... still doing kayfabe, and some go in there and talk about wrestling and like the inner workings of the industry. What's the cutoff? I don't understand. Like Roman Reigns goes in there, he's gonna be Roman Reigns, not I don't know his actual name, Joe something. But like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens came out and they weren't kayfabe at all. They were just the two of them just talking about the night they had. Like they didn't really seem like they were actually mad at the Usos. And I get it, it's not real. I'm just curious where the cutoff is.
Well, that's like UFC. They do press conferences / weigh-ins before the match.
Yeah, I guess maybe WWE's trying to catch up on that. And a lot of sports do that too.
Yeah. Maybe they're trying to catch up on it since they are now owned by Endeavor.
Yeah, I think they've been doing it for a little while now, though. Because AEW does it too. Okay. Yeah, AEW does it too. Well, either way, so we got those entrances, which were great. Asuka comes out, and of course she's got her signature mask, and a bunch of women also copying her moves wearing similar masks. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go into the beginning of the match. We got Bianca starts, and she hits 2 drop kicks on Asuka. Asuka later goes on to hit Bianca with a bulldog. If it was a running bulldog or not, I don't remember, but hit her with a bulldog.
I always like bulldogs.
Me too. I like that's a good man. Good move.
Specifically, I like the Stratisfaction because that's a version of a bulldog.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dudley Dog.
Yep.
By Spike Dudley.
I love that move. I know, and it just got me thinking of it's not even a bulldog, but I really like the side effect. It was a random thought because I know Matt Hardy does a bulldog. I like the side effect a lot. It's a cool move.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's kind of unique to him because, you know, a lot of his moves are Hardy Boys centric, so it's cool that he's got his own thing. Oh, well, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So then later on, Bianca hits a sit down powerbomb on the outside to Asuka.
I like power bombs, but I need a little oomph.
Yeah, they're a little overused.
Yeah, like the sit down power bomb. To me, you know, growing up, you know, 90s and early 1000s, Batista made the sit down power bomb.
I agree.
That was his finisher.
Yeah, Batista bomb.
Yeah. Right now, I think my favorite power bomb is the Thunder Bomb.
Oh yeah,
the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yeah, I love that one. Especially when he gets it on certain people where it's like a lot of spinning before it lands.
Yeah.
Like on AJ Styles on a match they've had before. That one was great. I love that.
Yeah. So later on, Bianca hit a super suplex off the top turnbuckle to Asuka.
Oh yeah, that was a cool move because it was almost like I think Asuka was on the outside apron and Bianca was going up the rope. Or, you know, on top of the turnbuckle, and literally picked Asuka up from the apron outside all the way up and into a superplex. That was amazing.
Yeah, because I remember them saying the pure strength that it takes to do that.
Oh yeah,
and Bianca did it.
yeah, Bianca. Yeah, she's awesome. I like her a lot. She's really very strong and reminds me of like. Almost like John Cena strong, where it almost seems like it's effortless for her. Like she just kind of just does it, slams someone down, and she's good to go.
Yeah, she's very, very fit. Like, not saying that all of them are not, because all of them are, but she's more muscle tone.
Yeah, she's a little more. Yeah, I agree.
Her and Charlotte.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
But okay, so later on, Bianca hits a blockbuster and a springboard moonsault, only for the 2 count.
Yeah, because didn't she try that twice, and one of the times it didn't work? I could have sworn she did that move where she does like a handstand, bounces on the ropes, and brings her back. Yeah. But I think she missed the first time, or Asuka caught her off guard or something.
Yeah, I think Asuka caught her off guard.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Asuka.
Yeah. But, it takes a little while getting used to.
But
yeah, so after that move, a little bit further on, Asuka goes to hit her with the mist, the green mist, or maybe it was blue for Asuka. I don't remember what color it was. I think it was blue.
Yeah, it was blue.
And she went to hit it on Bianca, but Bianca was able to duck out of the way. You know, luckily didn't get hit with the mist. And then Bianca gets her in the KOD, the Kiss of Death, and she wins to retain the title.
I think the KODs are a cool move.
Yeah, I do too.
I like it a lot.
And I like it. I think it's cool too because I assumed it just meant kill on demand. I never. And then I heard Michael Cole say "Kiss of Death, Kiss of Death." You know, so I think it's pretty cool.
I never knew what it meant.
Pretty cool name.
But I want to hit on Asuka doing the mist. That I feel like, you know, she's been doing it for maybe a year now.
I mean, she was in Japan for a while. She's probably been doing it for a while.
Okay, well,
but go ahead.
I just feel like it was a good nod to the Hall of Famer, Great Muta, because he did that. One of our personal favorites, to Jerry. He used to do it all the time. I miss Tajiri. I wonder where he's at.
I don't know. Japanese buzzsaw. I do want to hit on anyone who watches wrestling or doesn't watch very much wrestling outside of the United States. In Japan, that's a pretty, something they do pretty often is they'll hit people with a mist, which is usually something that's blinding, causes them to be just disoriented. And there's different colors. I would say probably most famously, the Great Muta had a green mist. He would spray in people's faces, and so I just want to hit on that. Anyone who's curious what the mist would be, I don't know how they get it in their mouths, but at some point they're able to get blue, green, black, red, whatever color they want, and you just spit it in someone's face pretty much.
Yeah, I think they have, how they do the blading.
Yeah,
they hide it in their tape.
Yeah,
on the wrist. I think that's what they do, and while they're down, they just kind of pop it in.
It makes the most sense. Oh yeah, I also want to hit on how cool Asuka's face paint looks.
Yeah.
These past few pay-per-views she's been having. It's almost like an evil clown face.
Kind of reminds me of The Fiend a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I like that a lot. I would love to learn more about Asuka and like her days in Japan.
Oh yeah.
And just watch more Japanese wrestling in general. I'd love to start doing that.
Yeah, we'll definitely hit on more of the indie shows. GCW.
Yeah.
New World Japan.
I don't know if that's technically indie. That's probably like the big stuff in Japan, right?
Yeah.
NJPW and IPJW, right?
Impact. Yeah,
all
you're
that
right.
stuff.
Impact and Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
A bunch of others.
But overall, I thought it was a good match.
Oh, yeah.
I just think Asuka's really cool, so I kind of wanted her to win, but I get why she didn't. Because Bianca, the same thing I mentioned earlier, she's kind of like the John Cena of their division where, like, kids love her. Right? It's not, it's kids of all different races love her, and they'll wear the ponytail and they'll wear similar, attires that she does. So, yeah, I'm not surprised that she won. I just thought it would have been cool if Asuka did. Because I think if Asuka would have won, she'd be a Grand Slam champion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. All right, so moving on, they did a little intermission with The Miz and Snoop Double OG.
Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Double G.
Snoop Lion. Remember that when he went
Snoop Lion.
briefly as Snoop Lion?
Yeah.
That was funny.
So, they're just talking, and Miz is annoyed because Snoop had put him in a match against...
Oh, yeah, we didn't even discuss that because I don't know anything about Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
But the night before, Miz had fought a brief, short little match, Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
But that wasn't as exciting as this one.
Yeah, he got double teamed the night before by Pat McAfee and a football player whose name I don't know.
Something like Griddle.
Yeah.
Nick Griddle or something like that.
But he was upset about it, and he called Snoop out, and Snoop was like, "You know what? My bad." And he was like, "Yeah, you're bad." And Snoop was like, "No, my bad." Points to the entrance, the Titantron, and lo and behold, here comes the money.
Here comes the money. Here comes Shane O'Mac. Shane McMahon coming back after being fired like a year prior to this, maybe 2 years prior to this.
Yeah.
He comes back, and that was exciting. I'm not like the biggest Shane McMahon fan, so it would have been cooler if it was someone else, but I was excited nonetheless.
Yeah, I too am not the biggest Shane O'Mac fan, but I really respect Shane for everything that he puts his body through.
I agree, because go ahead.
I was just going to say, he's kind of like McFoley in a sense, just putting his body through so much.
Yeah, I was going to say, because being the son of the owner, he easily could have came in, hit an elbow drop, pin somebody, and wins. So the fact that he puts so much on the line for his matches, I respect him for that too.
But that's not the case in this.
No, actually, no. He goes to start attacking the Miz. He does that thing, that signature thing that Shane McMahon does, where he throws like real punches.
Yeah.
And starts hitting the Miz a little bit. I don't know if maybe one or two connects. I'm not totally sure. But then he goes and does the Irish whip. Thank you. Irish whip to the Miz. He jumps over. I forget what that one move is where you come up and kind of meet your toes together.
I call it the cheerleader.
Yeah. So he kind of jumps over the Miz as he's bouncing back, and then as he lands, he goes to turn, and his knee just gives out. Mm-hmm. And I thought this was fake. I thought that this was planned or whatever.
Yeah, me too.
So moving on, Shane's definitely down. The people will come out. Not the people, but the medics, they come out to check up on him, and Snoop Dogg grabs the mic and he's saying something about like, "Oh, you knocked out my guy. Well, I'm gonna take you out." Punches the Miz. Then he does a people's elbow, the worst people's elbow I think I've ever seen. Because when he goes to bounce off the ropes, you can tell he's not trained because he doesn't do the normal armpit over bounce off. Like, it looks good. He goes over, barely touches it with his back, goes to the next one, and then he goes to do an elbow drop. And I mean, Miz gets like 99% of Snoop Dogg in that elbow drop.
Oh yeah,
like he didn't just hit him with the arm. It's like a lot of his upper body and lower body came down on the Miz. He pins the Miz to win, and that's our impromptu little match there.
I want to hit on just two things. So Shane actually was hurt. I did read that in some news where he actually had to go into surgery.
Yeah, they say he tore his quad.
Yeah. And the other thing I want to hit on, during that moment, that wasn't obviously supposed to happen.
Yeah.
During that moment, there was a cell phone video of somebody in the crowd.
Yeah.
And they saw the cameraman telling Snoop Dogg to hit The Miz.
Yeah, I saw that. He's going like, punch him, telling him to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
And that was hilarious.
I thought that was just great and just perfect timing.
Yeah, it's funny. I see a lot of people kind of dogpiling on that segment. And yeah, it wasn't great by any means.
I thought it was hilarious.
Me too.
It reminded me of...
It was very funny.
It reminded me of the old segments they used to do in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, it was very funny, and I don't know. I just think overall it's definitely going to be a pretty memorable WrestleMania moment to talk about. I mean, the fact that Snoop Dogg is now an official, technically a WWE wrestler now.
Yeah.
He was 1-0, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's already in the Celebrity
Hall of
Fame.
I forgot about that. I think we talked about that last episode, actually.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I love that. That was a fun little match. Ooh, I forgot about this one.
Yeah, I did too.
This one coming up. This one.
This next match, we got the Rated R Superstar Edge versus the Judgment Day leader Finn Balor.
But not just any old day with Finn Balor. This is the demon.
The demon.
Finn Balor.
Because Edge was like, I want you to bring all of your demons.
Yeah. Because he was talking about how he's been christened by the dead man at the Hell in a Cell. This is a Hell in a Cell match, by the way. I don't think we said that.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell match. He said he's christened by it, and pretty much saying that he's the devil, and if the devil's going to fight somebody, he needs to bring his demon. So, yeah, that was a great segment. And then Edge's entrance was so awesome. The New Brood soundtrack, and he comes out with that mask, reminded me of that disco ball from Scooby-Doo. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
And he's got those bat wings. That was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't know that he was coming out to the New Brood music.
Yeah.
So that was, it hit home for me. Because growing up with Attitude Era, watching the New Brood, Edge and Christian, and then also after that, the other New Brood, the Hardy Boys.
Yep.
I was really when I heard the music, I was like, no.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, I was expecting to see Gangrel.
That would have been awesome.
That would have been really awesome.
They may have been able to get him because I think he's like a free agent. I don't think he's working.
Yeah.
Like he's working, but I don't think he's working for anyone, like contracted anyone specifically. Yeah. That would have been awesome.
That would have been great. Him come out in that little white t-shirt and a cup of blood, or quote unquote blood.
Yeah. But then so he still makes his entrance, and then I think the camera cuts away for a while, so he takes the mask off and the wings, and then, you think you know me. Yeah. Comes in, and the Rated R Superstar is here to fight. You think you know me. Yeah, that was an awesome moment. And his attire looks pretty cool. I forgot what it says on the pant leg. Do you remember that? It was something to do with the New Brood. Like, he switched to Rated R Superstar in that moment, but he definitely was like New Brood coming out. Like that was what they were going for sure.
I don't know about you, but I could not, for the life of me, I could not stop laughing at Finn Balor's entrance.
Yeah.
You could just tell that he, number one, was annoyed that he had to do it. That he had to do his whole demon persona. Because you could just tell that he was either just uncomfortable doing his, the little crawling thing, or just, I don't know. I could not stop laughing. It was so funny to me.
Yeah, I agree. And then he has those little purple, it's like blowing out like purple smoke kind of. And he's just walking around, crossing it back and forth. Yeah. Looks very, the paint job looks awesome, but it's very goofy with it. And he keeps sticking his tongue out and going, ah! Yeah. That also throws me off. Yeah. Just little. It's hard to suspend your disbelief when you have a 40-year-old man coming out and doing all this stuff. It's just Now that entrance used to be cool, because he didn't. It just seemed like he didn't. He was still trying to figure it out. So, but
I don't know. There was just something about this one.
Yeah.
It was just horrible.
I want to point out, and we'll get to it at some point, how cool it is how they have like all these weapons kind of color coded almost.
Yeah.
Because Edge comes out and he's, wearing black and red, and Finn's colors are kind of like black and purple.
Yeah.
So they have like kendo sticks wrapped up in red tape or purple tape. The chairs, I was almost expecting the ladders to be wrapped up in those colors too.
Yeah.
But let's see. Let's start going with the match here. So
right from the start, I mean, they both go for weapons.
Oh yeah.
So Edge grabbed a chair, Finn grabbed a kendo stick. Which, if you don't know what a kendo stick is, it's essentially bamboo.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of pieces kind of tied together.
And it's really loud, and I'm sure it hurts.
Yeah. Let's see. You want to talk about that one right there?
Oh.
I don't know if I saw that exactly.
I don't remember. I got Edge bleeding, but he's not. And you know what? I think he was bleeding from his chest.
Oh, from the kendo sticks. Right?
Yeah, from the kendo stick.
Okay.
Yep, that's what it was.
All right. This was a cool moment because Edge is starting to get the offense starting to take over. He gets Finn Balor trapped into a corner. He's got like 5 kendo sticks, and he goes and Finn Balor's in the corner, and he lines up the kendo sticks towards holding Finn Balor in place.
Yeah.
I also noticed that it was pretty funny, and I'm sure it was like had to do it in that moment, but he wasn't trying to be rude. The cameraman was in the way after Edge grabbed all that stuff, and he was like, "Get out of the way!" That cracked me up.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because that reminded me of Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
When he, "Get out of the way, MFer."
Yeah. There's also one I keep saying on TikTok where I guess Steve Austin was in a match and Earl Hebner was in the way of the camera shot, and in kayfabe he had to be like, "Hey, get the fuck out of the way," and tell him to move. But apparently, afterwards, like he explained to him that it wasn't trying to be rude; it was just in kayfabe there. But
yeah. Shawn Michaels has a history with cameramen.
Yeah.
Getting in the way.
Well, then back to that WrestleMania 25 thing. That was it was planned, but the cameraman wasn't in the right place. Do you remember that? So they're outside. It's the ref, Shawn Michaels. I forget why Shawn Michaels is out, but he's injured, so he's barely getting up, kind of holding onto the ref to pull himself up. And there's a cameraman, a fake cameraman right there. And Undertaker goes to that planchette. He's not supposed to hit Shawn Michaels. The cameraman's supposed to be right there, but he wasn't in the right spot. And right as Undertaker was jumping, Shawn Michaels grabbed the cameraman, pulled him in the right spot, and saved Undertaker from breaking his neck.
Yeah,
because he would have if that didn't help catch him a little bit. But we'll talk about that more later.
Yeah. So yeah, Edge trapped Finn in the Hell in the Cell with the kendo sticks.
That was great. I've never seen that before. I thought that was awesome.
And then, tribute to the innovators of the TLC matches, Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys, Hardys. All you hear from the crowd is, "We want tables. Yep. We want tables."
I was surprised they didn't. Did they do a table spot in that match?
They did a couple.
Okay, I forgot.
Yeah, so because Edge grabbed a table.
Oh, okay. Good. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he grabbed a table and he hit a flapjack on Finn. Not going through the table, but that was just a little side note.
Oh, okay. But I think he gets some offense on Finn Balor, where he's trying to get him with a few drop kicks, right? And at some point, Finn Balor breaks himself out of one of the kendo sticks, apparently. Snaps it in half, starts to get himself out.
Yeah.
Let's see. So he already hit on the flapjack there. So Edge hits him with the execution. Doesn't get the win, obviously. We've still got a little bit more to go.
I like the execution. It's his form of a DDT, kind of.
Now, I see Finn kicks Edge through a table. Is that a table like in the corner? Like, leaning up against the turnbuckles?
No, it's leaned up against the cell.
Oh, yeah, on that other corner where he was tied up. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah, he just ran and kicked Edge, and Edge just kind of fell through the table. But Finn started doing the Sabu, as I call it. He started throwing chairs at Edge.
Yep.
So,
let's see. I want... Oh, yeah, I forgot that Edge at some point hits hits Finn Balor with Christian's move. What was that? The kill switch, right?
Was it the kill switch?
Or the unprettier? Is that what it's called? Who does the No, Mr. Billy does the unprettier. Let me look it up because I forgot what it's called.
Okay. Yeah, again, a nod to the innovators. Edge and Christian, they helped create the tables, ladders, and chairs match. And just to see him do Christian's move, he came out to the new Brood music. Mm-hmm. You got the crowd going crazy. We want tables. Yeah. We want ladders.
It really sucks thinking about it, because all of the men besides Edge, they're all with someone else. So they really couldn't even mention any of them, I guess. Maybe either they didn't want to or they can't legally mention them. But I thought that was disappointing because, I mean, it would have been awesome if they would have mentioned the TLC matches in some way.
Yeah. So after he hits Christian's move, he goes for the ladder.
Yep.
He goes straight for that ladder. I was hoping it was going to be a 20-footer, but it was just a standard 12-foot.
Just when Edge grabs it. Edge has the ladder up in his hands, and he throws it so hard at Finn Balor. But Finn Balor stops it with his hands, except for this one leg. Gets him right in the head, and you can see him immediately. Head just goes back.
Definitely connected.
Yeah, and they had to not stop the match altogether, but they had the referee had to push Edge away and be like, stop. So Edge kind of kayfabe was still trying to get to him, even though you could tell he was definitely trying to make sure he's fine and waiting. Apparently, whenever we're not looking because he's busted open, they can't show blood anymore. Apparently, right then and there, they staple his head up and give him some sort of injection to stop the pain or something.
Right then in the ring?
I think so, or else he just would have been gushing blood because it was a cut. Pretty much right at his hairline going up a little bit.
Yeah.
And, like I said, they can't do blood anymore in WWE, so...
I mean, even if they did, you could barely see it because of his face paint.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure they gave him staples right then and there. Just quickly staple that in together.
Could you imagine? Just hold still real quick.
Yeah.
Click, 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 click.
Yeah, that's rough. That was crazy. It was probably one of the craziest moments from the match because you could tell it wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah,
but... I mean, oof.
It didn't seem to phase Finn that much. I was thinking maybe a concussion.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he could have still had one.
I feel like I've seen on Instagram, I don't remember if he mentioned a concussion, but I don't know. Maybe he has one. But I hope not.
It didn't phase him. It doesn't seem like it phased him at all because he went for the coup de grace.
Yeah.
And he missed. Because Edge rolled out of the way, I think.
Was that on the table? Because didn't he go to hit him on the tape? No, that's later on.
Yeah, okay. That was a different one.
I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah. Edge goes for the spear and misses, and he hits the ladder. Because at that point, the ladder is kind of leaned up against
the turnbuckles there.
Turnbuckle.
Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy, though. Let's see. Okay, so then moving on, we got Finn hits the coup de grace on Edge for a 2 count. Match isn't over yet. Oh, yeah, this one was crazy. He gets Finn up onto the ladder and hits the execution from the ladder onto the mat.
And, again, being one of the creators of the TLC, Edge, and this is just my point of view coming from a fan or whatever, I feel like Edge is the guy to do big moves off of a ladder.
Yeah, him and Jeff probably.
Yeah, because the most notable one was the spear.
Yeah, from on top of the.
You got Jeff hanging from the.
Yeah.
Hanging from the championship belt, and he gets pulled back by the Dudleys. And
yep.
Edge just
kind of rotates him exactly where he needs to go, and Edge jumps down, and that's one of the coolest spots probably ever.
We'll definitely hit on that
for sure. Yeah, that'd be fun to do a watch along, where it's just our immediate reaction as we're watching it because it's been a while since I've seen that match. Let's see. So we got the execution on the table. Okay, Edge gets a table, and then Finn goes to do a super coup de grace because Finn jumps from the apron. My bad, everybody. Sorry. Jumps from. That's gonna be a soundbite later. Jumps from the apron up onto the cell, and they have some sort of platform halfway up the cell, which I never noticed until in that moment. So he goes to do a super coup de grace, and that's whenever Edge moves and he busts through the table.
Yep.
I'm surprised he doesn't break his legs.
I know.
Doing that, I mean, you got to land. I guess just some sort of. Try to get as much weight in your upper body and your butt as possible for that move, or else you're just going to shatter your legs.
That move itself scares me.
Yeah, because I don't see Like I've heard that the way it works is that it is very real, but the idea is the person taking it has to kind of right at the right second put their arms up to block it, and then once he lands, he tries as quickly as possible to get off. So he's not just like sitting down, like putting the pressure down on top of him. It's kind of hitting them and then either going back or going forward. Anyone who doesn't know what the coup de grace is, though, because we're talking about it, I just thought we should mention it. Finn Balor usually goes to the top rope, and he literally kind of puts himself in a cannonball-esque shape, and he just straight up feet down on the person's chest. Yeah. And it is one of the most brutal-looking moves.
Now, again, it scares the shit out of me. Yeah. And I say that because, and I know you know what I'm talking about, there was a match with Psycho Sid.
Ooh. Yeah.
And I can't remember who he was wrestling, but he's a Psycho Sid, and he's like 6'7", like 300 something pounds maybe. Not a high flyer at all, but in this particular day, Vince told him, you either get on that turnbuckle or you're done.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not doing it. He's like, okay, well then you're fired. Well, he decided to do it, and the second he jumped down, his leg just snapped.
Oof. And he goes to do like almost like a big boot after jumping off. So it's like one leg up, one leg down, and it's just the second he lands, just snaps like halfway through the shin.
Yeah, like his foot goes sideways and meets his kneecap.
Yeah, it is rough. It is not for the faint of heart. If you want to look it up, go for it.
Yeah, just type in Psycho Sid breaks leg.
Yeah, I just want to give a huge warning there. It's,
very graphic.
I don't like seeing legs being broken, so I've only seen it a handful of times. It's not something I want to see personally.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one freaks me out. But let's see. So he did Super Gras. Okay, Edge hits Finn with the spear, gets another 2 count. And this is something I thought was awesome, was Edge, while Finn is down, Edge grabs a chair, puts one underneath his head, grabs one from up top, and does the concerto. That's an old Edge and Christian move they used to do, where the idea is you're just smacking a chair down on someone's head, and they have another chair underneath their head.
Did you ever see them as the Conquistadors?
Mm-mm.
Edge and Christian?
Oh, is that like before they became Edge and Christian?
No, they were still Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
It was... The Conquistadors were like messing everything up or whatever, and nobody knew that it was Edge and Christian. They thought Edge and Christian were out for a little while, but yeah, that's a good story.
Look that one up. I don't know that one.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Edge wins the match with a concerto. Did not know that Finn was being stapled in the head.
I think so. I think it was during. That's the only way to really stop it. The blood.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've never had staples put anywhere, but I can't imagine it feels good.
Let alone your head.
Yeah. Let alone your head in the middle of a ring. No.
Yeah, that was a really good match. I'm really glad that Edge won. I've always been an Edge fan. Didn't really like him that much when he was the rated R superstar with Lita and everything, because they always just making out everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah, but Edge is a great guy.
Yeah, I'm happy to see him back, and I'm glad he's been able to kind of have a resurgence in his career. Obviously in 2011 he had to retire early because I think I could be mistaken. I think it was spinal stenosis, maybe something that basically if he would have kept competing at that time, he would have been paralyzed at some point.
Well, that was the result of him breaking his neck. Because that actually just popped up on my news feed the other day.
Yeah.
Because the other day it was 12 years ago he had retired.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
And but it was 8 years prior to that that he had broken his neck.
Oh, okay, I forgot about that. But yeah, so I think he came back. 2018, 2019.
I think it was 18 because it was the Royal Rumble when he came back. Because one of the biggest crowd pops I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, because
just 3, 2, 1. You think you know me?
Yeah,
everybody just goes crazy.
Yeah, exploded. Yeah, that was awesome.
I love that song. I love his entrance music.
Me too. Yeah, I could talk about probably top 3 wrestling theme songs. I would say.
Oh yeah.
I really like Kane's like 2003, 2005 song, Slow Chemical by... Shoot, I forgot. I forgot what the band name is. Oh, Finger 11.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't know who my third would be right off the top of my head. I don't know.
I always like the Hardys.
Oh, yeah. I like Jeff Hardy's, too. Like his specifically, the...
No More Words.
Go forwards, yeah.
Yeah, No More Words. That's his. Like, he wrote it and played it.
Yeah, you can tell when you're listening to it. It sounds just like him.
Yeah. All right, so after the Hell in a Cell match, we have the little Hall of Fame ceremony. Mm-hmm. Or not really ceremony, but a little...
Yeah, just kind of restating who's getting inducted. We won't go into detail about it all over again, but Stacy Keibler, Andy Kaufman's brother and sister, I think that's who it was, Tim White's brothers, the Great Muta, and Rey Mysterio. They all come out to their music, and they all get a nice standing ovation, nice crowd pop. Everyone's happy to see them. Yeah, that was great. It's always such a feel-good moment when you have those great people go into the Hall of Fame.
Now is the time we hit on the main event.
Yes.
Of Day 2, WrestleMania 39. This match I was very pumped for.
We'll get to it. I don't want to spoil it yet because this one's a pretty big one. So let's talk about it first and then we'll explain our feelings. But this one is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, going against the tribal chief of the bloodline, Roman Reigns, for the Undisputed Championships.
Which he has reigned for 945 days at this time.
Yes, I would imagine he's probably second behind Bruno Sammartino for length of championships. Now, I don't know. It's different, obviously, back then because there wasn't a unified championship. There was just one championship, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Still very impressive.
Cody, Cody Rhodes, brother of Goldust, son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
American Dream.
Cody Rhodes, he was not a good guy, I guess, not a good wrestler back in the day, but now he's just a huge fan favorite and one of my new favorites.
Yeah.
I'm actually really disappointed that he's not on 2K22, but I did download a version of him on 2K22.
He's in 2K23. Did I tell you there's a certain John Cena skin you can get in the game? It's pretty awesome. Have you heard about it?
Is it the Doctor of Thugonomics?
No, this one, it's cool. Well, it's cool, but you have to go and buy a certain type of John Cena action figure, and it comes with a code, and the skin is John Cena as an action figure. Like, he literally has all the joints, and you need to check out the gameplay because he almost moves in
that's funny.
Like a Toy Story, not claymation, but like a stop motion kind of way. So it's not like fluid motion. It's kind of like, kind of like Miles Morales in Into the Spider-Verse, where the animation style, like frame rates are a little bit slower. That's so awesome though, and he's got the blue jeans, so it's Ruthless Aggression era John Cena, but that one's so awesome.
That's funny.
I wish they would do that with everybody on the roster. Make a toy version of them you can play as. That'd be awesome. So let's get into the match here. So Cody Rhodes comes out to a huge pop, obviously. Roman Reigns comes out, to booze, but he's still a star, I'd say.
He still had a pop too.
Yeah.
Because I remember at one point during the show they were going, "Let's go Cody, let's go Roman."
Yeah.
You had the split.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Oh yeah, Cody Rhodes. I love that move he does where he goes and he throws a few punches and then drops down and punches him in the face, right?
Yeah. I didn't know what it was called, so
I don't know either, unfortunately.
He just does his little punches, drops down, falls on his back.
Yeah.
Pow, uppercut.
Yeah. There's a point towards the end of this match I got goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps right now talking about it. We'll get to that when we get there. But so he does that really cool move I love a lot. He later then gets Roman with a drop kick. But then Roman's able to kind of turn the match around a little bit here, and he hits Cody Rhodes with a power bomb.
I feel like that was a nod to the Shield.
It's got to be, yeah.
Yeah, because Roman usually doesn't do power bombs.
Yeah, not very often.
We'll touch on the Shield another day, because that was one of my favorite factions. Newer factions, I should say. Hardy Boys was always my favorite. But anyway.
Well, I will say, so I made a touch back on this earlier. I think Cody Rhodes has always been a good wrestler. I just don't think he really got the big push until recently, you know, because he was like in Legacy at first, and then he was dashing Cody Rhodes, and then undashing Cody Rhodes, and then he was Stardust.
I forgot he was in Legacy.
Yep. And then he went and did the indie circuit for a while, formed AEW, and I feel like once he got out of the shadow of being someone's son, I mean, obviously everyone still calls him that. He talks about it a lot. But like Legacy was like the whole point is that you're a legacy of someone who's big in the WWE universe. So that was awesome.
Who all was Legacy? It was him, Ted DiBiase,
And Randy Orton.
Okay.
There was another iteration of it with someone who was a part of the Anoa'i family, but he didn't do well enough. He didn't mesh well enough with the group. So I think they either kicked him out and put in Cody Rhodes or Ted DiBiase. I forget which one was there first. But
okay.
I mean, you know, and yeah, so I don't think Cody Rhodes has ever not been a good wrestler. He's always had the talent. Yeah. I just don't think, and you know, he had a few good runs. Obviously, undashing Cody Rhodes is a pretty good one. But I feel like now that he's able to kind of be his own man away from being Goldust's brother and Dusty Rhodes' son.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's still talked about all the time, but you know, I feel like that helped a lot too. Either way, sorry. Let's get back into this here. Oh yeah, this one was rough. Roman Reigns hits Cody Rhodes on the ramp. I forget if it was a traditional power bomb, like a body slam, or oh, okay. I didn't know if it was. I can't remember if it was just like the Andre the Giant body slam. Was it like that?
I think it was like a power bomb. I think it was a scoop slam.
Oh, okay. I forgot
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Before that, though, he hit a suplex on Cody twice, and the second time he like, instead of like just holding him, he just like, let him go.
Oh yeah, he like threw him.
Yeah,
I remember that. Cody Rhodes almost like over rotated.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
But you know, Cody was able to turn around and slam Roman onto the ramp. You know, after hearing the "Let's go, Cody," he kind of hulked up for a minute. So, but yeah, he slammed him onto the ramp, and then here we go. Solo Sikoa comes out and hits Cody in the side.
Yeah, because I think Cody Rhodes was, I don't know if he was going to do springboard or something, but he's going to do something to Roman. Maybe go up on the top turnbuckle, I forget. Solo shows up and gets that top of the steel chair and just slams it on Cody Rhodes' side. And obviously the ref doesn't see it. Well, no, does the ref see it then? And that's when he's... No, I think it's further on. So the ref doesn't see it, so he's a little injured. And this is par for the course for a Roman Reigns match where he's starting to lose. The bloodline 1, 2, or all 3 come in at some point and help him win the match. So let's see what we got here.
Roman hit a clothesline on Cody, and I love it when a wrestler does this. They get hit with it, and sorry. The most, I can't think of what I'm trying to say. The one that I can think of the most is Rikishi.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
He gets hit with a clothesline, and they do like a spin and a flip.
Yeah.
I love it when they do that.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. Very talented. Especially for Rikishi because he's almost 500 pounds.
Yeah. It's definitely very impressive. And it just helps to sell the moment. Make it seem like a really powerful clothesline.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cody back body drops Roman through a table.
Was that through the announcer's table?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was thinking he would have got disqualified if it was a regular table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What's that? I don't understand that. How is it not a disqualification if they do it through the announcer's table?
I don't know. Honestly, it's pretty funny. It's funny how there are some of those things you just kind of have to not think about.
Yeah.
I guess maybe because it's already there, but if you get a table, you're setting up a weapon, but the tables are just there. They're not meant to be destroyed the way a table, one of those brown tables are going to be. I guess, maybe.
Just a little side note. When Cody came out, he went over to his wife and his daughter.
I think so.
Yeah. Very cute kid. Very cute. And, it just... Obviously, I mean, the kid was, a little too young to understand the whole concept of it. But to me, if I was probably 6 or 7 and my dad or my mom was a wrestler or whatever, and they lost, I would be crushed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised. I wonder if they probably had to like console her afterwards, or maybe she just didn't know.
Yeah, which I have heard that they do that. Whoever their parent is wrestling, the opponent will come and consult them.
Yeah, there's a funny story. Undertaker, since he's been doing his one-man show and stuff, going around talking about it. There was an incident when I forget which WrestleMania it was, but he was fighting John Cena. And he won the match. You heard the story?
Yeah.
He looks over to his daughter, and his daughter's got one thumbs down and one thumb up. And apparently she was happy that her dad won, but she was sad that John Cena lost.
Yeah, because she's a huge Cena fan.
So John Cena had to go and be like, I talked a lot of shit. No, he didn't say shit, but I talked a lot of junk about your dad. I deserved it. It's okay. Like,
Yeah.
So that was great. I thought that was a very funny moment. But I was going to say, you mentioned that, and I forgot about it. Did you hear what they said about that weight belt?
Oh.
Cody Rhodes usually comes out with a weight belt, and this one just said Cody on it. Yeah. And he gave it to this kid that I just thought was like a random kid. Mm-hmm. Turns out that was Brody Lee's son.
Yeah, so and it had all their signatures on it.
Yeah, so he gave Brody Lee's son I thought that was a really nice moment because I love how professional wrestling, it's like there's always a line where it's like, this is WWE, this is AEW, whatever. But when someone passes away, there tends to be kind of like a screw the kayfabe rules. Like, we're going to acknowledge someone, of course he was a WWE wrestler, but then last before he passed away was with AEW. And I thought, I love when they're able to do that.
And for those who don't know who Brody Lee is, in WWE, he was Luke Harper. He was part of the Wyatt family with Bray Wyatt and
Rowan, I think, right?
Who?
Rowan?
Yeah, Rowan. And Braun Strowman for a short period of time. Yeah. But really sad that he passed away. It was last year, wasn't it?
I think it's been 2 years now.
Has it been 2 years?
I don't know. We'll look it up.
But yeah, you got that happening. You got Cody's kid there, his wife, who isn't she a ring announcer or backstage commentator for AEW?
I think so. That sounds right.
Yeah. Anyway,
she may have also been a wrestler at some point too.
Yeah.
Brandy Rhodes is her name.
Yep. But yeah, it was just a really good moment.
So it'll be 3 years on December 26th this year.
Okay.
That he died. So
dang, the day after Christmas.
I know, that's terrible. It's very sad. Yeah. I don't know much about him, but any wrestler that is willing to put in the work, I respect. And when anyone passes away, it's always sad, regardless of who they are.
I saw a thing earlier where it said Kalisto had almost died last year.
Who's Kalisto? I'm trying to think of who that is.
The luchador.
It sounds so familiar. Let me look it up.
His mask kind of looked like Rey Mysterio, except he had the netting over his eyes, and he had like the
because he's newer, right? Like kind of 10 years new-ish.
Yeah, he kind of had like the Batman horns.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yep, because he looks pretty much almost like the exact same mask. Okay, I see it now. Yeah.
But
I didn't know that. How did he almost die?
COVID.
Oh wow.
He was in the hospital, and they he was being stubborn. He didn't want to pay his medical bill. So.
Oh wow. I haven't heard about that one. But sorry about that little tangent there. I just wanted you brought up the thing with his daughter. It reminded me of Brody Lee. I wanted to mention that. But let's see what we got here. So
he hit the Cody Cutter.
I love that move.
I do too.
Because isn't it pretty much like a springboard RKO, right? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's just really awesome.
I would love, since Cody Rhodes is back, whenever Randy Orton makes a comeback, I would love to see them team up, fight each other, just even if they just have a brief moment where they interact. I would love to see that because Cody Rhodes hasn't been with WWE since like 2016, 2017.
Dang, I don't know.
And Randy Orton's been out for a while because of a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Which he's had for, seems like years. He's been dealing with his shoulder, collarbone, all that stuff. Cody hits a suicide dive. I forgot about that. He hits it on Roman, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then after that, Solo Sikoa, he grabbed the belt that Cody had given to Brody Lee's son and hit Cody in the back with it.
Yeah.
And all you heard was pow.
Yeah. And then luckily right after that, the ref saw it and he ejected. Everyone in the crowd's going, go, go, pointing back up the ramp. And Solo Sikoa gets ejected from the ring. Yeah. Luckily. That's one last guy who's going to interfere.
Yeah, because he hit Cody with it, and the ref is, checking on Roman, and he heard it, and he just kind of dropped his arms, looked up, turned his head. And he's like, "Get out!
You're out of here!" Yeah. So later on, after that, we got Cody Rhodes hits Roman with a super kick and a crossroads, which I love that move too.
Oh yeah,
Crossroads is really awesome. I forgot until you told me that it's not the same as the Sister Abigail, because the Sister Abigail, they're both facing kind of each other, and a crossroads is kind of like the other guy's facing the opposite way, and they do the spin.
Yeah.
That was really cool. So he got out. Then Cody hits the pedigree.
Yeah, he hit pedigree.
I thought was cool because I don't know if he uses it often, but I know Cody Rhodes has said that Triple H is like one of his favorite wrestlers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like one of his heroes, one of his idols, or whatever exact term. I forget who he uses. But he hits he hits Roman with the pedigree. 2 count. Roman's still in. There's a lot of close counts in this match.
Oh yeah,
we're far.
Too many.
We're not even. I don't think we're even done with this match yet.
No,
we got a little bit more to go.
So after that, Roman kind of regains himself and hits him with a Superman punch, only going for a 2 count. And then Cody, he hits the woo.
Yep.
He gets that figure 4 leg lock on Roman.
Was that also a Dusty Rhodes move too?
I really
Flair?
Don't know much about Dusty Rhodes.
I don't either. You know what I think is hilarious? There's this page on Instagram that's called Out of Context Dusty, and it's just him just saying the most random things. He's got that kind of Louisiana accent, Yeah.
That was perfect.
Milk and butter, baby.
That was
very
perfect.
Smooth. Yeah, he's awesome.
I have seen a lot of him talking.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen
his in-ring stuff. Yeah, I haven't seen much either.
Much of that at all.
You know what? I just thought about this because for some reason I thought of Ricky Steamboat. Apparently at Walmart they have a Ricky Steamboat Funko Pop, Bianca, and a new Cody Rhodes Funko Pop.
Nice.
I haven't seen it yet. I went there earlier, but I didn't look. But
nice.
I'd love to get all 3 of those at some point.
Oh yeah.
You're good.
Okay, so Roman is able to get out of the figure 4 leg lock and hits a spear on Cody, only for the 2 count. And then Cody accidentally kicked the ref.
With the super kick?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed that.
Yeah.
I forgot about that happening.
So after that, the Usos come out and
some super kicks, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, before that, Cody and Roman, they both went for a clothesline and they hit each other.
Oh, yeah. Because I think they helped buy some time, and then the Usos showed up, right?
Yep.
They hit the super kick and the 1D, which I found out the 1D stands for one and done.
Oh, okay.
Apparently. I think Michael Cole said it at some point. I thought this was an awesome moment. So they come out, they're beating up Cody Rhodes a little bit, and then the recent Undisputed Tag Team Champs, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they come out and they start beating the hell out of the Usos, and they throw the Usos out. They're all fighting up the crowd and out of the ring somewhere, beating each other up.
Yeah, Sami hits a haluva kick to Roman.
Yep. Oh yeah, that was a huge moment. Like everyone was happy about that for sure.
Yeah. And then Cody went for the count, only got the 2 count, and then here comes he hit a Cody Cutter. He hit Cody Cutter twice. Or no, Crossroads. Yeah, it was Crossroads.
Was this because I think we're missing. There's one thing I wanted to point out that I was talking about that gave me goosebumps. Is this was after the Sami and Kevin get the Usos out. Cody Rhodes starts to have a comeback on Roman, and he hits Roman with a bionic elbow. That's what I wanted to point out because because I guess it's a Dusty Rhodes move where he starts throwing left punches. So throw a few left punches, kind of back up, and then and I think Mick Foley said it on Foley's pod a bunch of times how like MMA boxing punches, it's like there's like a few inches of power, and in wrestling it's from right here to over here to down here, and then you connect.
Yeah.
And I love that moment when he did all that stuff, went down, did the bionic elbow on Roman.
Yeah.
But then that's whenever that's when he does the crossroads. So he hits Roman with 2 crossroads. I wish he would have just stopped and pinned him because of what's going to happen. Solo comes out and he's wearing like a hoodie, so I guess he was able to sneak back into the ring.
Yep.
So Cody hits 2 of the crossroads. He's now pulling Roman up for a 3rd one by the turnbuckle, and then Solo shows up and he does the I just call it the Umaga throat punch. I forget if there's a certain name. The Samoan Spike.
Yeah,
he comes in, hits Cody with the Samoan Spike. I think Roman, he gets him with the Superman punch and then a spear, right?
I think it was just...
I could have sworn he did it.
He may have. I don't know.
He either did, I'm not totally sure, but he definitely got him with a spear, and he won the match. And I love the match, and it was all great. But the second that he lost, there was like this weird, I didn't expect to feel it, but like a weird like guttural disappointment because I was like, damn, I really thought Cody Rhodes was going to win it here.
Yeah, I was very upset about it because I really wanted I really wanted Cody to win and for Roman to be just done with his little bloodline thing.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah.
But I did hear a lot of people say that it makes good business sense because, you know, they only had like a month and a half to really build up this match. So they have the match because that was the first time they ever fought was in this match. So I mean, it makes sense as long as Vince McMahon doesn't take control and ruin it. I feel like they're going to have a few more big moments, and then he's eventually going to finally dethrone Roman Reigns. I just think someone said there's a lot of money in it if they just let it go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It just depends if they try to go another year into a rematch of next year. People might start not paying attention anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope Cody wins it soon because, unfortunately, Dusty wasn't taken super seriously in the WWE whenever he joined, and Goldust got some success, but I would never say he was taken seriously. Or
he was never a world champion.
Yeah, he was probably Intercontinental Tag Team Champion, you know. And Dustin Rhodes, you know, Goldust, he's a great wrestler, and he's still going at it in AEW.
Yeah. I love Goldust. He's just the little...
yeah, I love him too. So yeah, I would love to see Cody Rhodes win the championship and maybe help the Rhodes name. I mean, it's definitely taken seriously in the world of wrestling, but give it an extra sense of like, I can't think of the right word, elegance or you know, royalty almost.
So that's day 2 of WrestleMania 39 and the last day.
Yep.
The next pay-per-view will be Backlash, but the next pay-per-view that we are going to cover is going to be the Battle Royale 1991 at Albert Hall.
Yes, and I know nothing about it. I'm excited to learn because, and we'll keep the name anonymous because I don't know if they want their name out there or whatever.
Yeah.
But someone messaged us and they wanted us to talk about that one specifically, and we already had these 2 planned, so unfortunately we couldn't get to it right away. But you know, we want to help. We want to do it because it's interesting because I don't know anything about it. I don't know much about that early 90s time period besides the fact that it wasn't the best in professional wrestling to a certain extent with certain people. And I'm excited that we finally have our first, what's the word? Like viewer suggestion.
Yeah.
And if we do this, maybe other viewers will start messaging us, letting us know what else to discuss.
Yeah, I really hope so because I would like to cover, you know, stuff that we haven't seen or I haven't seen.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that at all.
Me neither.
The only thing I know is just going from the picture, you know, the Road Warriors and Ric Flair.
Yeah, that's all I remember too.
And they're going to have a Battle Royale.
20-man Battle Royale. Yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm hoping it'll be good. And even if it's not good quality, it'll be good discussion. I feel like, you know, it'll be fun to go back to a cheesier time and also a time where kayfabe was taken more seriously. It'd be pretty interesting to see. And
if you keep up with wrestling, I should have said this at the beginning, but you know, I forgot. Keep your eyes open because there's going to be some changes rumored to some factions.
What you hearing about?
Split up.
Oh, I haven't heard anything. Which ones are we thinking? People thinking it's going to be?
It's rumored that Damage Control is going to split, and the Usos.
Oh shit! I mean, like I said last episode, there's always a Michaels and there's always a Jannetty, and I feel like Jay is probably the Michaels of that group. Although Jimmy, I mean, I don't know honestly. It's hard to say. Maybe they're both Michaels because they're both good on the mic.
I feel like Jay gets the most attention.
Yeah, I mean, he did have that whole thing about, like, Jimmy was, like, right on board with Sami Zayn almost, and took Jay months to finally get on board. So, yeah, I agree. I guess he is the Michaels and Jimmy's the Jannetty. But, yeah, please, give us a 5-star review on Spotify and share us with as many people as you can, wrestling fans and non-wrestling fans alike.
Give us a like on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok, and maybe we will post some content on there soon.
Yeah, I would love to start doing put out, I don't know, just fun little polls this wrestler was doing this, question and answers, just fun facts, trivia things to do, especially once we get more and more viewers and more followers.
Yeah, and I would love to have hold some polls on there, let the...
I'm sure you would like to hold the polls on.
Let the viewers or the listeners vote on what our next episode should be.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And that's the bottom line, because Squared Circle Junkies said so.
What?
What?